It's your boy, U-Goboy. That's Mongo, all right? This is the U-Goboy podcast channel. But before we start, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got unfiltered, authentic conversations. We got sports talk. We got drops. Oh, yeah. So, Mongo, what should they do?
Like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Yahtzee. How about the Miami Dolphins? You know, they get Kenny Grant from Michigan. They needed trenches. And their first three picks were all trenches. You know, this wasn't one of my favorites, but I just wanted to get your take on them real quick because I think their QB1 might have been drafted in round 7 in Quinn Ewers. I'm just saying, give me a savage there. Give me a savage. I think Quinn Ewers is going to be
savage.
He's going to be QB1 in about a year or two. I think Tua might be on his way out. But again, they go trenches with Kenny Grant, with Jonah Savinia from Arizona, and Jordan Phillips, again, one of my under-the-radar defensive tackles from Maryland. But and Ollie Gordon, too. They grabbed Ollie Gordon, Oregon State. A really, really good, Oklahoma State, really good running back. Little baby, Derrick Henry, yeah, the name escaped me. But what are your thoughts on what your division did? Before we get to the Jet talk. We'll get to the Jet talk, don't worry. But what did you feel about what the Dolphins did, what the Patriots did? The Patriots also, they did some work too, as well as other teams in your division as well.
Yeah, again, it's listen, I want to take a hard left from just running this down everyone's throat, but it really comes down to who stuck to their guns and who didn't. And shout out Patriots and Dolphins for sticking to their plan. You know, New England wanted help for Drake May. Will Campbell and Henderson from Ohio State are going to do that about as well as anyone's going to. And Miami said if they can break a scale, they can be on our team next year.
Savage.
And that's what they did.
Savage.
So, if I'm a Dolphin fan, I go to the bar that night, I drink a few. My buddy talks me off a ledge, and I go, okay, you're right. Because it's a boring draft. Listen, the Jets have had them before, too. Every team has had them where, it was a vegetables draft. It was a medicine draft for Miami.
Potatoes and vegetables. Facts.
You got to eat them. You got to do what you need to do to stay healthy. And the Dolphins did what they needed. The Patriots, had that sort of weird free agency where they had infinity dollars and seemed to go for quantity over quality.
Milton Williams, Stephon Diggs, they gave him like $70 million for coming off ACL, which is crazy. Here we are.
So they needed to kind of fill in those more dramatic plugs that they didn't spend on. So going and getting a left tackle and going and getting a running back, is again that idea of the draft complementing free agency. I think both teams did a very good job of that.
Subscribe to the channel. Here, episode 64, Draft Super Show. Again, the Pats, they got Will Campbell. They got Trevion Henderson. Kyle Williams, another under-the-radar wide receivers. They decided not to go the running back route, but then other than Henderson. But Henderson and Stevens, that should be an interesting 1-2 punch. They're trying to just build around. Listen, they needed talent. All right, they were one of the most talent-poor teams in the draft. Patriots, as well as the Dolphins. But I think the Pats, with all that money in free agency, like you mentioned, and all these picks, they decided to go, with, like you said, quantity. And I think that they definitely got better. But
real quick, I don't want to go totally off here, but just real quick, this Judkins and Henderson being drafted both in the top 40 here.
Yeah.
Did you see this list of teammates who have been both running back teammates who have been drafted in the top 40 in the last 35 years or something like that?
I didn't see that.
It's Chubb and Sony Michel, which with Georgia, which Sony Michel didn't quite pan out the way you'd want him to. I mean, decent, but
he got the ring.
Not what you'd want in the top. I mean, he got the ring. McFadden and Felix Jones.
Oh God.
And then the third pair was Cadillac Williams and Ronnie Brown, who only went to one Pro Bowl as the second overall pick because he was big in the Wildcat. So, just kind of a warning. I mean, those aren't guys you'd call busts by any means, but, if you're out there with like the 3 and 4 in your dynasty drafts planning to draft those guys back to back, historically, one of these guys is going to underdevelop a little.
I can name some busts in that list, but I'm not. I'm in a good mood.
It's your boy, U-Goboy. And my friends at New York Posse, they're going to hook you up with some official gear. The Knicks are hotter than ever, and they're going to get you right with some official snapbacks, beanies, official gear, official like tissue, baby. Hit that promo code below, 2024. Get 20% off on all New York Posse gear. Hit the link below, and they're going to get you right. It's your boy, U-Goboy. Yahtzee.